Hey guys, I am back again in Munich. Figured I would do one more video. I just talked about the use of weights for building your legs, building your stance, and preparation for kicks. And I wanted to show how I use some other resistance style tools to help with forward pressure, if you will, and help you train against resistance. Of course, you know, all of the things that we've kind of gone over in all of my videos so far have been in the absence of a training partner. Scheduling, class courses, access or distance to your gym, what have you, doesn't make it easy all the time for you to always run there and train with somebody, or it may not be somebody there who trains, it may not be somebody there who is the same level as you to train what you're training. Your Sifu or your trainer may be preoccupied with somebody else. So these are things that I've kind of thought up or seen other places that I may have made my own little tweak to that help me to further improve the smaller aspects of my training, whether it's Wing Chun, whether it's Taekwondo, whether it's Jiu-Jitsu, whether it's wrestling, boxing, etc. Most of these things that most of the videos I have created have pretty much been ubiquitous throughout all of those. And one of them is, of course, forward motion or forward pressure. Even in boxing, there's always, keep him up against the ropes, keep pushing him, keep moving him around, and there's always the defense, but we're focusing on the offense. So one of the things that I do to improve my forward pressure for the upper body is I will take, your standard yoga, your standard Pilates, whatever type of rubber tubing, and I will wrap it around my waist, like so. A little bit tight, make sure it's the same sort of length. Put my hands through it like this. And they make boxing, they make things to practice at boxing, a little resistance you put on the outside. But I use this to replicate resistance coming against me so that I can practice my elbow forward, shoulder down, elbow forward in the art of Wing Chun, as well as even, having an overly external or overly exaggerated tansao, the bartender, barmaid sort of hand. So I use this to focus on that, and I'll just sit here, and then sometimes I'll change that to a long sound. And what you see is the cord going over here to effectively emphasize resistance down so that I can focus on my elbow lifting up and do my best. This is a little bit of a stronger one, I guess. I'll do my best to keep my shoulder low, bonks out high, twist the wrist here as much as possible, and come back to a tan. All the while, you don't have to do it fast. You want to do it slow because your opponent may ultimately be doing it slow to try to push you in too far here, and then he has his opening to punch you. So you want to have continuous resistance. Continuous resistance. Continuous resistance all the time, focusing on keeping the shoulder low, focusing on the elbow doing the action. The wrist, if you see, my elbow is in the same place, it's just pivoting on the elbow, pivoting on the elbow, pivoting on the elbow. The elbow technically stays in the exact same position, and you just pivot on it, and your forearm goes with it. Changes into the bong sao, changes into the tan sao. And you can, you could do jump sao, or if you were grappling, or if somebody were to come really aggressively, you could practice that forward motion to where you have the resistance, and you're essentially going into the grappling or going into the clinch. You're grabbing both of their hands and applying that forward pressure down and in, not just down. If you just did down, somebody would just push your arm down and come around and punch you. So you want to have it forward, down and in, forward, down and in. A number of things that you can sort of practice, and you can go back and you can do a few jabs, do some punches, and then go into the clinch. Or if you want to be on the defensive side, You could do the tan punch, you could do a bong, you could try to do any of the Wing Chun motions, all the while having this as your resistance. You know, if somebody throws a punch and I just happen to, my last minute, I throw the bongs out because I just couldn't react in time. You know, you could pivot and then go for a throat chop or a punch or something like that. But this type of band at least will give you that forward resistance. I have another one that I use where these are either wrist or ankle straps. They sell like like 15 bucks on eBay. They have like 3 or 4 sometimes different thicknesses and resistances of the band. And they'll come with the hand grips that clip on here, or these wrists slash ankle. And a lot of people strap this around their wrist. They tie this to like a pulley machine, and they'll practice their legs, going forward, going back, side, side. What I do is you'll see that I wrap this around a couple of times to give me that extra resistance. And if I want to train the same thing I was just training, I'll slip my hands through here, bring it kind of close down to my elbows, and then I'll have more of that pressure. Fortunately, I think this just snapped, which has happened before. Oh no, it just unraveled, I guess. No big deal. We'll just tie a quick knot. I think some of these are made pretty cheap, but we want 15 bucks. So I'll tie a quick knot back in here. Bing the boom. Tighten it up. Good as new. New right as rain. Go back here. So now it's only my elbows that are applying that forward pressure. And you can stand here, you could apply a little more on this side, a little bit more on this side, and all at the same time. What you'll notice is that I'm trying to pull my elbows in as much as possible. And what you can see is the way that this is structured, I have it right here where this is actually resistance against my elbow. So it's trying to push my elbow out as straight as possible, and I'm trying to push it in. So I can have that in and forward tensile motion, that in and forward futsal motion, that in and forward motion, the in and forward punch motion. Another thing you could do with that is just the straight punch. And have that resistance so that it's the elbow. All this is loose. It's the elbow that's pushing it forward. And that's resistance. Right there. One other thing that I do is, to train the down shoulders, to have my shoulders go down, is I'll just put it on my arms like this, put it over here, and just push the shoulders down, try to keep the shoulders down, and then I can also have a little bit of forward motion. See, a little forward motion. But predominantly this is just to focus on pushing the shoulders down. It's as if something is trying to push my elbows up, something like this, because if you've practiced Wing Chun long enough, and I still make this mistake, this still happens, you lose focus, or when you're just, if things are going so fast, it's sort of that your shoulders go back. But if your shoulders go back like this, you're already off balance. They can already sort of apply that pressure, and then punch, throw, kick, whatever they want. So to practice pushing the shoulders down and not pulling them down, pushing the shoulders down, or pulling them down, I guess, it doesn't really matter. Pushing the shoulders down against a force that's trying to push me up or back. See, forward, now it's trying to pull my arm back this way, but I'm pushing down. I have that motion, so you can futsal, you can double tensile, and you can practice each one. It's just pushing down, jump out, pushing down, pushing down, pushing down, pushing down. Or just stand there like this, try to pull your elbows in. Bong style doesn't really work because the bong kind of looks back, but you could try it. You could try doing double-handed chi style if you want. With that forward shoulder motion. Pushing forward. It's just a simple little thing that can help you work on the finer aspects of, once you know Tan Sao, once you know Jump Sao, once you know Long Sao, once you, know the punch, all that, yes, you know the tools, but up against a more skilled practitioner, how do you get, how can you even stick around with them? Because they know that if you push your shoulder up here, they've got you. They know the things about the forward motion. They know about, the resistance in the legs and the resistance here and using the elbow to push forward. They know all of that, and they've practiced so long. So if you don't have somebody you can practice with, how do you get that skill? How do you attain that? Well, a little ingenuity, a couple dollars here and there. I've used bungee cords that you can buy for $2 at a hardware store. You can use a bungee cord, no big deal. It's just trying to get something that acts as that resistance. So with that, let me just review it one more time. You can always just rewind it and play from the beginning, but in case I missed something, let's try it again. Of course, try to make it the same length. Wrap it around your waist. This is your standard Pilates, yoga style resistance band with little hand grips, and you want to focus on forward pressure. With this apparatus like this, you can't really practice downward pressure, right? It's forward pressure, and you could do the 10 punch, 10 punch, 10 punch. You could do bong, 10, bong, 10 sao, bong sao, 10 sao, all the while with a forward pressure, bong sao, 10 sao, slowly. Make sure you spiral the hand with bong sao and spiral it back with the 10 sao. Forward, forward, forward. Try and keep your shoulder as low as possible while lifting up with your elbow. Boom, boom. Change, boom, 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 boom. You can do the clinch, elbows in. You go snatch onto both of their hands. Somebody's like, hey, come on, tough guy. Snatch on. Alright, so you've got contact with them, and you can do a lan sao or inside pack, elbow pushing against them, just punch, because you're now controlling both of their lower limbs. Here, here, here. There are many different things, and as the more you use it, the more you practice with it, the more stuff you will find that you can practice. You practice anything you want. You can go back into your boxing. Many different things you can use these for when you don't have a sparring partner. And again, there's this apparatus, which we won't break again. Slide it on, kind of down to the elbows. Not too much, because then it'll just pass your elbow, and then it's not really working the elbow anymore. So just slide it over here, slide down here, and forward motion. Forward motion. Elbow pulling in against that resistance band. You can see it's already kind of digging into the side of my arm, because my elbows are trying to come in, and my in and out like this. Tan sao, bong sao. You can do the bong sao. This, like this. And it feels a little quirky. Maybe I have too much resistance. It's possible. You could also do the clinch here. Somebody's coming at you, grab both our hands, down and in. And then last but not least is the shoulder pressure down and forward. Push the shoulders down, or pull the shoulders down, however you want to look at it. Still slightly bent to the Tan sao, Jump sao, Tan sao, Jump sao, Tan sao, Jump sao. Keep the shoulders down. So, that's using resistance bands to work on some of the finer points of your Wing Chun motion against resistance when you don't have a live partner to help you practice. With that, I'll end this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you've learned something. I know I have. I hope that this helps you become a better practitioner. And if you are in Munich by any chance and you want to practice, again, I'm practicing now with under Sifu Sergei Korpium here in Munich, Germany, at his school. Thank you again. I look forward to seeing you next time.